Good morning, students. In my last class, we have discussed the use of superposition principle for discrete charge distribution. I mean, when charges are at different points, then what is net force experienced by a charge due to all the charges. In this class, I will tell you how to use superposition principle to calculate the force experienced by a charge due to a continuous charge distribution. So let charge is distributed along a line. Let us consider an infinitely long wire with uniform surface, uniform linear charge density lambda. So let lambda is equal to uniform linear charge density, and let us find electrostatic force experienced by a test charge q naught, which is at a distance, perpendicular distance r from this linear charge distribution. So let us consider an arbitrary element first. Let it is dl. So force experienced by this charge q naught due to this elementary charge is along the direction shown. Along this direction, this is the value df. We can resolve this df if this angle is, say, theta. We can resolve df along the perpendicular directions and vertical direction. So let this axis be x-axis and the wire linear charge distribution is along y-axis. So if this is theta, this is also theta, then the component of df along the x-axis is obviously df cos theta. So this is df cos theta, resolving df along x-axis and y-axis. This angle is theta. So component of dx along x-axis, if this is x-axis, component of df along x-axis is df cos theta, and component of df along y-axis is df sin theta. So for every element dl in the lower half of the conductor, we can get a corresponding element dl in the upper half of the conductor at the same distance from the point O, so that the component of df along the y-axis gets cancelled. So if the element, instead of being chosen here, if I choose here, then the df will be along this shown direction, along this direction, df dash. So vertical component of df, y component of df and y component of df dash will cancel each other. Therefore only x component will be there. So as the charge distribution is infinitely long, we can get for every element dl in the lower half a corresponding element dl in the upper half, so that the y component of forces will get cancelled. Therefore the resultant force experienced by the charge q naught, resultant force experienced by the charge q naught due to the linear charge distribution is given by f is equal to integral of df. Actually it is linear line integral. Integration will be done along the line. So this you will put the not df but df cos theta. I'm sorry. Only df cos theta will exist for all the elements. Df sin theta components will cancel while taking throughout the linear charge distribution. So putting the value of df, what is the value of df if the distance is at a distance L, from the charge distribution. This is L, this is R, therefore this distance is L square plus R square root over. So this distance. Therefore dF is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda dl into Q naught. This elementary length contains lambda dl charge because lambda is charge per unit length. Unit length lambda charge, dl length lambda into dl will be the charge. So here the charge is lambda dl, here the charge is Q naught. Electrostatic force between them is Q1 Q2 by R square. In place of R square I will write this square. Its square is R square plus L square. R square plus L square. So its integration around the whole length of the conductor. So lambda into dl into Q naught by R square plus L square. This value we have to find. Now in order to solve the integral, we have to make some substitution. So if I take this value as theta, then obviously L is equal to L by R. What is the value of L by R? Perpendicular by base, that is tan theta. But L by R is equal to tan theta. This implies L is equal to R tan theta. This implies dl by dr, dl by d theta is equal to R into sec square theta. Therefore dl is equal to R sec square theta d theta. This differentiation is known to you in class 11. So dl is equal to R sec square theta d theta. Put the value of dl and let us put the limits. So putting this value of dl we get, and what is R square plus L square? R square plus L square is equal to R square plus L is equal to R square tan square theta. R square is L square is equal to. So this is R square sec square theta. Now substitute and find the integral. Therefore the resultant force F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Take the constants out. Lambda and Q naught are constant. So lambda into Q naught. The constants are taken out. Lambda into Q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now the integration. dl value we have already found it out. R sec square theta d theta divided by R square plus L square value we have already found out. R square sec square theta. And what is the variation in theta? When I choose the limit at infinitely below, value of theta will be minus pi by 2. When I choose the dl infinitely above, the value of theta in the upper side will be plus pi by 2. So this limit for infinitely long conductor, the limit of theta will be from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. This limit we have to solve. This integral we have to solve. So R also constant. This perpendicular distance for any choice of the element, R is constant. So R can be taken out. Lambda Q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught. 4 pi epsilon naught into R. One R came out. And what the remaining inside? Lambda into dl into Q naught by R square plus L square whole square. So dl is equal to R sec square theta. dl is equal to R sec square theta, and R square plus L square is also this. In cos theta we have forgotten. Into cos theta. What is the value of cos theta here? Here I have to write cos theta also. What I have forgot. So cos theta in this expression is R by R square plus L square root over. So it is R by R square plus L square root over. So putting this value R square plus L square is R sec square theta. So its root over will be R sec theta. So this into again R sec theta. One more R sec theta will be there in the denominator, and in the numerator another R will be there. So R into R, R square, This is r cube cancelled, sec square theta cancelled, 1 by sec theta is cos theta, so it is cos theta d theta. This part is in the right side, so it is cos theta d theta integration from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. What is this value again? So if I solve it, I get lambda into q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught into r cos theta integration minus sin theta, value changing from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So that is equal to lambda into q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught r into पुटिंग द वैल्यू पाई बाय 2, साइन पाई थीटा की जगह में अगर हम पाई बाय 2 लिखेंगे, साइन पाई बाय 2 इज 1 बिकॉज ऑफ दिस माइनस सिंबल देयर इज माइनस साइन माइनस पाई बाय 2 इज साइन माइनस पाई बाय 2 इज प्लस 1. लेट मी टेक दिस नेगेटिव सिंबल आउट so that it will be convenient. Minus symbol is taken out, this minus symbol is taken out, so remaining is sin theta. Sin pi by 2 is 1 minus minus 1, so this becomes 2. So this is answer is minus 2 lambda q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught r. This is the resultant force experienced by the test charge q naught. So this is force experienced by a linear charge distribution at any point near it, provided this linear charge distribution is infinitely long. If the linear charge distribution has a small value, then we will put the theta value, corresponding value of theta, instead of minus infinity to plus infinity, it will have some particular value, and this integral can be solved. Likewise, we can calculate force due to a linear charge distribution. Similarly, we can calculate force due to surface charge distribution as well as force due to volume charge distribution. Now let me give you an example of numerical involving force due to surface charge distribution. So you are also in a position to calculate the force experienced by a ring of radius a if a charge is kept at a distance x from the center of the ring. Here is a charge q naught and charge per unit length of the ring is lambda. Then what is force experienced by the q naught charge due to the ring? Same superposition principle. If lambda is charge distribution, charge per unit length of the ring, what is total charge on the ring? If the radius of the ring is a, charge per unit length is lambda, total circumference of the ring is 2 pi a, therefore total charge on the ring, total charge on the ring is equal to 2 pi a into lambda. This is the total charge. And if a point charge q naught is on its axis at a distance x from its center, then what is force experienced? Let us calculate. So to here also we can consider an element dl. Force due to this dl is along this direction. This is df. Here again I can consider df, resolve df into two components if this angle is theta. Df cos theta is axial component of force and df sin theta is normal component of force normal to the axis. Component of force normal to the axis will cancel due to diametrically opposite pairs of the ring. So component of force normal to the axis will cancel out due to diametrically opposite pairs of elements. Due to diametrically opposite pairs of elements. Therefore, the resultant force here is nothing but df cos theta again, integration around the ring. So a round symbol in the integration represents the total line integral around the closed loop. So df cos theta around the line, around the closed loop. So put the value of df. What will be df here? Lambda at 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here charge is lambda dl. Here charge is q naught. Distance is a square plus x square root over again whole square. So it is a square plus x square into cos theta. Cos theta will be what? It will be x by a square plus x square root over. So its integration around the closed loop. This equals 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Take the constants out. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught constants out. Lambda, q naught, x all are constant. X does not change with the element. So x is constant here. L is variable. dl term is variable. So constants out means lambda, q naught, x by a square plus x square to the power 3 by 2 into integral of dl around the closed loop. This is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda q naught x by a square plus x square to the power 3 by 2 into dl integral. dl integral will be equal to, if I add all this elementary length throughout the circle, we will get the total circumference of the circle. That means it is 2 pi a. 2 pi a. So, but 2 pi a into lambda is q. 2 pi a into lambda is q. So I can put 2 pi a lambda is q. So expression becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q naught x by a square plus x square to the power 3 by 2. This is the force experienced by q naught, which is at the axis. You can calculate the force if the charge is at the center O. So when charge is at the center O, which value will be 0? X will be 0. If charge q naught is at the center, the value x will be 0. So putting x is equal to 0, the total force becomes 0. Yani ki the charge, test charge q naught does not experience any force if it is kept at the center of the ring. And if the distance of the point, distance of q naught from the center is very large in comparison to A, I can ignore the value of x. So I can ignore the value of A. X is very large. A can be ignored. Ignoring the value of A, I can get the force to be F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. A is ignored. It is x square to the power 3 by 2. That means x cube. X by x cube is x square. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q naught by x square. Yani ki as if total charge of the ring is at the center. We can assume it like this. So if the point charge is at infinite distance from the ring, then the whole charge of the ring can be assumed to be at the center, and it will experience Coulomb's law, point charge, Coulomb's law for point charge. F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square. That formula is valid. Now surface charge distribution. Suppose charge is distributed on a surface. Let us consider the charge is distributed on a circular plate uniformly, and we want to find electric field intensity at a distance r from it. Then how to solve such questions? Surface charge distribution. How to calculate electric field? Continuous charge distribution. Suppose charge is uniformly distributed on a circular plate. This is a circular plate. The cross section of the plate is perpendicular to the plane of the board, and it contains surface charge density is sigma, charge per unit area, and we want to find electric field intensity at any distance, say x distance from this plate. The plate has again radius a and charge density is sigma. By a test charge q naught kept on the axis of a circular plate of radius a and surface charge density sigma. Force experienced by a charge q naught at a distance x along the axis of a circular plate of uniform charge density sigma and radius a. So it is a uniformly charged circular plate. If the charge is not mentioned, you have to assume that it is positive charge. And at a distance x along the axis, what is force experienced by the charge q naught? So in order to calculate the force experienced by q naught, we have to assume the circular plate to be made up of continuous rings. The rings are varying with continuous radius. So one ring kept over the other, another kept over the another kept over it, another kept over it, another kept over it, continuously increasing radius. So it will make a ring. So in order to calculate it, let us consider an elementary ring. So what is area, surface area of elementary ring of radius r and thickness dr, radius r and thickness dr, that is equal to 2 pi r into dr. And what is area of this ring? It is a ring, its radius is x, radius is r, and the thickness, this thickness is dr. So what is its area? Area would be equal to, if I cut the ring and spread it, it will be in the form of a rectangular strip of length equal to 2 pi r and thickness is equal to dr. So its area will be length into breadth, 2 pi r into dr. So this is area. So charge on the elementary ring, charge on the elementary ring dq is equal to 2 pi r dr into sigma. 2 pi r dr into sigma. This is charge on the elementary ring. So due to this elementary ring, force experienced by q naught, force on q naught due to this elementary ring is given by df is equal to, just before we discussed, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dq into x divided by x square plus a square to the power 3 by 2, x square plus r square, because I have taken this to be r, x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2 into x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2 into q naught. So q1 की जगह में dq, रिंग का फॉर्मूला लगा यहाँ, here we have not applied Coulomb's law, we have applied the electric force experienced by q naught due to a ring. Just in the prior question we did it. So it is dq into x into q naught by x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2. Therefore total force F is equal to integral of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dq x q naught by x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2. This we have to solve, and it is, variable is here x, here variable is r, so I can write it 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, put the value of dq, dq is 2 pi r into sigma dr, dq के जगह में, into x into q naught divided by x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2 integration, and here dr is variable. It is varying from 0 to a. The rings are of radii 0 to a. Continuously they are varying. So solving it, we will get, take the constants out. 2 constant, pi constant, sigma constant, x constant, q naught constant. So it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 2 pi sigma x q naught. 2 pi sigma x q naught. These are constants out, and integration of remaining terms becomes r dr by x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2, r varying from 0 to a. Now how to solve this integral? Putting x square plus r square to be t square, let us substitute some variable. x square plus r square को अगर मैं t square ले लूं, then what I will get? x square plus r square is equal to t square. Then I will get 2r dr is equal to 2t dt. 2r dr is equal to 2t dt. So that variable I have to substitute. So let us solve the integral. So solution of this integration will be two pi sigma x q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught into r dr. In place of r dr I can put t dt. This is t dt divided by x square plus r square is equal to t square. So t square to the power 3 by 2 is t cube integral. Now when r is equal to 0, t is equal to x, and when r is equal to a, t is equal to x square plus a square. Value of t changes from x to x square plus a square root over. t is equal to x square plus a square root over when r is equal to a. r के जगह में जब a लिखूंगा तो x square plus r square is equal to t square. So t is equal to x square plus a square root over. Now this is equal to 2 pi sigma x q naught divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into, it is 1 by t square dt. Integral will be t to the power minus 2 dt, t to the power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. So it is minus 1 by t. Its integration. Value changing from x to x square plus a square root over. So substitute it. So it will be 2 pi. Let me cancel 2 pi. Actually 4 pi epsilon naught should not be cancelled because 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value has got a standard value, 9 into 10 to the power 9. So generally it is not cancelled from the numerator. So 2 pi sigma x q naught divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by t के जगह में x लिखो, लोअर लिमिट क्योंकि माइनस है इसलिए लोअर वैल्यू ऑफ टी एट लोअर लिमिट माइनस वैल्यू ऑफ टी एट अपर लिमिट. माइनस नहीं होता तो वैल्यू ऑफ टी एट अपर लिमिट माइनस वैल्यू ऑफ टी एट लोअर लिमिट लिखते. सो दिस इज 1 by x minus 1 by x square plus a square root over. So this is the final expression. Force experienced by the test charge q naught. So if the test charge q naught is far away, then again I can assume a to be 0 in comparison to, I can assume a to be 0 in comparison to x. So putting this equal to 0, the whole force becomes 0. 1 by x minus 1 by x, this is 0. So putting a is equal to 0, in that case the first two terms will be taken into consideration while we will make its binomial expansion. Okay. Similarly, you can calculate force due to volume charge distribution also. So this is all about use of superposition principle. Thank you.